Wake up! Might as well start off with just coughing my head off. Well, the little luggage rack is getting complete. I'm gonna start off by drilling some holes right off the bat. Let's get into it. I'm gonna finish up where I left off last night. What's up, X-Cow? How you doing, buddy? I'm gonna grab this little jerry can that I was messing with last night and start marking these holes out and everything and get it all drilled out. Got the jerry can, little brake light with the storage area. I'll move the camera so you guys can hopefully see a little bit better. I know the lighting sucks right now. I'll show you what I'm going to do. A little drilling. Doing good. The build is going good. Thanks for asking, X. Let me show you what it looks like right now. This is what was. This is a little jerry can thing. The other side. And then got this little luggage rack made that Gizmo's sitting on with the headlight installed, and then got the little auxiliary light. So it's starting to come out good. Just got to get a couple more things buttoned up. So right now I'm going to work on this, get this little light installed. What's up, Stars Elites? Early morning, huh? Oops, sorry guys. Let me get this camera swapped around like this. And hopefully you can see a little bit better. Maybe. There we go. Alright. Let me grab a marker. Here we go. Should be really simple. Last night on the stream, on this little jerry can, drill this hole out, and this holds this little light right here. So I'm going to mark out these holes. Just gotta take off this thing. Let me actually move the camera so it's pointing in the garage, because I think you guys will be able to see much better without the sunlight blasting your retinas. Put this out here, getting this assembled. Tripod. Bear with me for 1 second, guys, so you'll be able to clearly see what's going on. Alright. Set up like that. Pull this camera over here. What's up, Daryl Matthews? I'm doing good. I'm gonna go buy some. Can you guys hear me on the mic? Hopefully you guys, can you guys hear me on the mic now? I'm not sure. Oops. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me now. What's up, Daryl? Working on the scooter again. Thank you, stars. Can you put them back and wear them untied? Oh, you lost your power. All right, I'll do it for you, Daryl. 1 second, it's getting pretty windy. Trying to maneuver this thing. All right, Daryl. I guess I will do it since you did pay for it. All right. Guys, if you weren't here last night, Daryl Matthews paid 70, I think it was 70 bucks to get me to walk around and do the live stream with my shoes untied. And I'll do it again. Since I guess Daryl did not get to see it. And I almost ate crap. I did almost fall pretty hard. It was very much so like a cartoon where I was like, literally, it was like my shoes were tied together. But Daryl, I will do my best, and I will probably end up falling at some point. But I am going to buy some new shoelaces today, Daryl. All right. There it is, guys. No shoelaces. It's the cutting edge of fashion here at Thanks Garage. Let me get a flathead screwdriver. What's up, Lisa? Sure, Daryl. Here's the shoelaces, dude. 0 laces. These are Bluetooth laces. So in order to take this thing off, I have to transfer these holes. You can see this wire is pretty fried, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. Got to pop off this little retainer clip thing. This thing is razor sharp, so obviously trying not to slice my hand open. What the? Oh. I thought I saw a Black Widow on my arm. I think it was this thing. Gosh. That made me a little bit nervous. Maybe it was a Black Widow on my arm. If I get some insane spider bite on my arm, I will know exactly what happened. But there it goes. This little ring popped off there. There's a glass lens. Pop this other little retaining ring off of here. Just like that. And that'll give me access to the little bulb area. This is, I don't know what this light came off of. Some old Marco, some sort of old marker light. I pretty sure I blew out the bulb last night. Let me check. Actually, it looks like it's okay. Let me put this on a battery. The issue is that these wires right here are frayed and they're touching the like ground, like the housing for it. So obviously can't have that happen. So I'm gonna try and let me try and clip some of these off real quick. We'll try it out. Maybe just break it off my hand. They're so brittle. Okay, good enough. We'll try that. Let's do a little testing. Make sure this is all good to go. Thanks, Daryl. Can you see them cool boots, please? I can't stay seated, but I'll give you a good, if you want to get one more screenshot, Daryl, since you did pay me last night to untie my shoes, I will give you a good screenshot with me and Courtney here. Courtney is, of course, a big fan of Georgia boots. But these things are all tore up. Look at this. This is from my motorcycle exhaust. burning it up. And I have no idea what. There's another big old part that's all burnt. Oh yeah, right here. This part is all messed up from probably welding or something. I have no idea. I don't know, Daryl. Let me grab the battery and I will plug in this light and make sure it's all good to go. See if it's working. Let's see. Nice. It is working. Cool. All right. Well, that means I can avoid having to go get another bulb today. This is kind of a weird bulb, so that's why I was not looking forward to it. But now I can put this inside the jerry can and transfer those holes over and drill it out. Let's get it done. You guys get a little bit closer in, see what I'm doing. Thanks, Buffalo Die Hard. Can you tuck them under your feet? I will try to super shake $50 if you pull the laces out and wear them with no laces. Daryl Matthews, why do you want to wear my shoes with no laces? Yeah, what's up with the no laces? I don't know, Daryl. Honestly, Daryl, if I didn't have to wear my shoes today, I would just cut my shoelaces off. Let me think about it for a minute, Daryl. Good morning, Chelsea. All right, Daryl, you know what? Whether you do it or not, I'll be a good sport because you did do something very generous for me yesterday. And I'm going to do you one better. All right, Daryl? If you guys are interested, these are Georgia boots. I've had these boots for over a year. I don't have a whole ton of boot money, but I do have $1. That's what I got from Harbor Freight was these scissors. Daryl paid me $70 last night to walk around with my shoes with untied. And Daryl, I will just cut off the shoelaces. How about that? Is that good, buddy? Let me know in the chat. If you do, I will go ahead and snip it and I will just cut the shoelaces off. Let me know, Daryl. It's up to you. As soon as you give me the go ahead, I will cut it. It'll be good to go. Deal or no deal? If not, I will just continue to wear my shoes like this. It's coming down to it, guys. It's almost gonna. All right, Daryl. Deal. Let's do it, guys. I'm already walking around with them freaking untied. And I had already planned on buying myself some new shoelaces. Let's make it fun.
You don't have a We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without code. This is Base 40.
Daryl.
This is the first look at the current industry-leading AI app.
Let me skip this out.
I believe the kind of apps that people are creating: smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools. You know, the only thing.
Sunactus. They're getting clipped. We're gonna do a little quick clip. It's never too late to get clipped, guys. And if you're thinking about getting clipped and you're thinking about clipping off your shoelaces, don't hesitate. Contact Daryl Matthews. They were already pretty far gone. Here they are, Daryl Matthews. These laces are going to be on the web store later on tonight, guys. They'll be called the Daryl Matthews. This is all laced up. All right, Daryl, you asked for it, you got it. Tom, however, did not ask for that, but he got it anyways. There it is, buddy. It's all I can do. You want to get your picture? There's your picture. Money talks. You know what, stars? Daryl was very kind to me, and I mean, $70 to me is no little amount of money. That's a good amount of money for some motorcycle parts or something. So he gave me $70 last night. I was still like, whoa, that was crazy this morning. So I was like, you know what, Daryl, I'm gonna buy some new laces and maybe a couple new faces. I don't know. It depends, Daryl. But again, thank you, Daryl. I appreciate that. I don't know what you plan on doing with those pictures, but I don't know. Let me know. Of course, if you're gonna post them somewhere, at least tag me. If you could at least tag me in it, that'd be cool. All laced up. All right. Let me get these holes drilled out real quick. Get my drill on. Do they feel good? Daryl, you know what? Actually, Daryl, as a matter of fact, I feel kind of liberated. Now that you mention it, I feel like I'm more alive. I feel like I could jump and hop and skip, maybe even frolic a little bit if I wanted to. I could probably frolic through a field with my shoes untied like this. It actually is kind of a little bit more comfortable, but the casting crew here at Fang's Garage are not too thrilled about the smell. They're like, whoa, dude. Tell me on the headset right now. Not too thrilled about that. No worries, Daryl. I try Stars Elites. I try to have that swag. I got most of it from Courtney. She is, of course, the swag coordinator here at Fang's Garage. Let me get some glasses on. Get my goggles on. Whoa, you're getting a lot of you're getting real descriptive with it, huh, Daryl? Asking how I put my shoes on now. I actually have my shoes at the bottom of my bed, Daryl, and I kind of do like a kind of the thing where you put your legs back and you kind of kick forward off the bed, and I land into both of my shoes at once. That's usually how I do it. All right, guys, I'm gonna drill these holes out real quick. Is this the dullest drill bit I have, or what? Definitely need to get a new drill chuck. All right. Let's see. Let me get these drill bits. Which way is better for me to put them on? I prefer to basically, I prefer to, anytime I'm getting dressed in any way, to dance while I'm doing it in some way. Fit your music fast. Throw co-producer kind of my preference. Do a dance move into the clothing. I also have various little bits of clothing all around the room that are set up in Inspector Gadget style. So I can basically open up the closet, puts on my tie. It's just an automatic thing. I have to set it up every night. It takes like 6 hours to set it up. 6 hours to set it up, but it only takes me 3 seconds to get ready in the morning. It takes me 6 hours to set the whole thing up, but it takes me exactly 3 seconds to wake up, be fully clothed, and drink 3 cups of coffee. It's a forced intake type of thing where I just force it. Force induction. Okay, I'm going to drill it one more size up. I clearly need to replace this wire. This thing is toast. One more size up. And we'll be good to go. Probably use a step bit on this one. Where'd that thing go? Yeah, I feel liberated with my shoes untied like this. I don't want to take my shoes off. I already cut the laces off. I think that's cool. I think that's good. I can't reveal my feet, actually. I have this really crazy foot thing going on. You wouldn't believe it. If you thought my ear was weird looking, you don't want to see what my toes look like. Paul Bennett knows. All right. Let's see. I just got to clean off the inside. It looks like it's all lined up. Okay. I'll need to clean up the inside a little bit somehow. Maybe with a file. It's too small to fit a grinder in there. Maybe I'll use the die grinder real quick. Got it right here. Daryl Matthews. What's up, Lizard King? This is a daytime episode, Lizard. Pull out your tongues. You tongue like this? Pull these out like this? This is as far as it'll go. The tongues are attached. Lizard King and Daryl Matthews requested that I cut my shoelaces off. I said, all right, Daryl. All right, Daryl, but the shoes are staying on. I need to buy some new shoelaces today anyway, so now I'll be highly motivated. All right, I'm gonna use the die grinder, guys. Let me find my ear protection. There it is. What's up, Road King? Yeah, the soles are attached, or the tongues are attached. I can't fully take them off. Can you point the webcam so I can see them boots? All right, Daryl. The boot stream is gonna be it for the boot requests. I'm gonna be on bootlegger.com, guys. The #1 source for bootleg picks. That really is. Bristol, Tennessee. Is that Bristol, Tennessee? What's up, James? How you doing, Road King? Earl Springer, or Earl Spangler says hi. What's up, Earl? All right. Let me grab some bolts for this thing. Let's see. Probably use these. I'm gonna have to Loctite these because it's gonna be not very easily accessible. A little bit small. Let me see if I can find something a little bit better. That looks good right there. What's up, Lizard King? Oh, this would work. Little brass ones. Okay, 2 out of 3. Nice. Is that it? No. Oh. Yes. 3 out of 3. Okay. Now I just need to figure out what size this is. Nice. Okay, got some right here. Do the boots really feel loose up, and when you walk, do they slip off at all?
Taxes was chasing up.
Sorry, guys.
Getting nowhere.
Blood rushed out of my head. Just almost lost consciousness for a second. They are not really. I can use my feet like fingers, so I can essentially grab onto my boot and try not to let it fall off.
So you can
Okay, I'm gonna need to replace this before I put this in here. This is the little wire piece. What kind of power tool is that? Says Chelsea. That is a die grinder. I had a dream last night where I was the yellow peanut M&M. What a ride, Lizard King! I love it. Or did you happen to run into any of the other colored M&Ms by chance? Do you happen to see the blue M&M at all? Let's see. I don't know if I'll be able to really get this wire off of here and save this little cloth part. So I'm going to have to just probably use a conventional wire for now. Or maybe, yeah, it's going to be really hard to save this thing. Like half of the wires are broken off, so it'll probably just end up breaking anyways. All right, let me see if I can get a wire. I'll just use a regular green wire. Let's see. Wire strippers. That means those in a bit. I guess I don't technically. Oh, they're there. All right, so a project within a project, I guess. gonna have to basically try and cut this thing off and get this little piece off of here. Let me check and make sure I don't have any more, because I might actually have. No. Trying to think if I could salvage one off another one. I guess I'll just try and make it work. Let me get the soldering iron out. Daryl says, I really like them cool boots. They're called Georgia boots. Let me see what they're actually called. G8083. Georgia boots. I'm gonna have to go get me some new laces today. What am I looking for here? Solder? Get all charged up with the Celsius. Make sure, guys, if you're working on your stuff, you have artificial light on at all times. It's gonna really get your eyes locked in. All right, let me try and start taking this apart. Let me swap this around so I can see what I'm doing. Sure, Daryl, you can see the boots. Give me 1 second. I'll give you a little boot tour. These are the Georgia boots, guys. These are, it says Comfort Core. That is probably why they are so freaking comfortable. They are super worn down. I've been wearing them for like 2 years. I wear them pretty much every day. This is from my exhaust burn. But yeah, these things fit like a freaking glove. Of course, they are shoelaceless now, so I'm just rocking that. There you go, Daryl. Definitely not Mr. Rich. What kind of truck are you gonna buy, Mr. Rich?
It writes sweet social ads and email marketing. It even analyzes the results to boost business. I better start.
When you put them on, can you pull them on by the tongues? Oh, they're already on, Daryl. Yeah, I'm done with the. That was the last of the foot requests, Daryl. 2002 5.2 F250. I like it. I had myself an F250, but it was like a 90. I think it was like a 90s. I can't remember. It was the one with the 2 gas tanks.
Latest trends, stay updated. Videos change fast. Plan your content. Be consistent and creative. Know your platforms. Adapt your content. Each one's different. Edit like a pro. Cut, trim, and polish.
So I just cut this off here.
Too shine. It's still user-generated content. Or just find your next creator.
This little wire, just cut it off. It has this little terminal piece that I have to like unsolder, and then just transfer this over onto a new wire. And that's basically it. It looks like it's soldered on there. I'm going to just try and use the little helping hands thing. To hold it while I heat up this whole solder joint and see if it'll come loose. SOS door. Oh, nice. I'm good on the super chat, Daryl. I'm good on the shoe stuff, but I do appreciate it. What do you want to do with these boots so badly, Daryl? Boots, like, can I sit there while I just look at them, please? I can go put some other shoes on. I'll leave them in the background if you want, Daryl. All right, let me get this thing heated up. I do have other shoes, Daryl. I would just like to see them. You asking me for a shoe change, Daryl? You asking me to change my shoes out? And I'll leave these shoes on in the background? Clearly not hot enough. Let me get a couple things to try and solder this somewhat correctly. I wear cat boots. Are those comfortable, Mr. Rich? Sure, I can do that. Daryl, give me 1 second. Let me put on my other cool boots. There we go. All right. I'm going to take these boots off, Daryl. I'm going to set them in the background, but that's it. And I definitely ain't cutting the laces off of these boots, I can tell you that much. These are some weird boots that I got. I don't even know where I got them from. Probably the swap meet. And I probably got them, I don't know, 10 years ago. I don't wear them very often, but they are pretty sick. All right, Daryl. How about this? I'll do you one better. Tom can wear the boots. For now, I'll throw them on him. See how he looks. I think he'll probably look good. What do you guys think? It's time you walk a mile in my shoes, Tom. See what it's really like to work at Chipotle. See what it's really like to be out there in the freaking windmill farms of Arizona. All right. See what it's like, Tom. How about that? Thing early in the morning. Yes, Rastafari. I am out here early in the morning getting things done. Let me show you guys my cool Mad Max shoes real quick before I get back to work. The soldering iron is starting to heat up. These things are just leather straps.
The way you see an idea.
Check it out.
The way you describe it to a friend. This
Has a leather strap that goes all the way around,
creation should be.
and it's like one big shoelace.
Expression, as natural as thinking. Let it out. Shape
I gotta probably punch a new hole in this thing because it's not quite where I want it, but whatever. These are some cool boots. This is when I need to go out and do things at night. Cannot be said.
Do you realize how much money this will save us?
Yes, Rastafari.
I just got to budget.
Fangs Garage, daytime edition.
Pulls all our expenses into one place.
It won't be a long one.
On spending by team.
But we're live, and I'm freaking putting on my new old shoes.
Generate reports.
You can now.
Nice. That's actually pretty good.
NOS, new old shoe.
How about now?
Oh, that's much better. What about all of our files?
It's already connected to our drive and our mail and Slack. You gotta send this to finance.
Interesting. But it needs editing permission by department.
Sure. Anything else?
There we go.
This process invoices.
Can it show cost growth? Like,
How about that?
can it track spending trends? Only if it autoflex.
These are some Mad Max shoes if you've ever seen them. No laces needed. All right, let's try and unsolder this thing. Oh no, no way, Daryl. No, I can't. I'm not gonna walk around with these ones unstrapped. Sorry, D. Oh yeah, I need to where'd that little sponge thing go? Oh, there it is. Trying to basically desolder this thing. It's not working very well. Kind of hard to hold on to it there. Let me see if I can just do it just by holding it like this. Man, that thing is really stuck on there. Almost. If I could pull all the wires out, then I could probably just clean it up and or just do that, ruin it. Let's see. It's kind of crimped on there and it's kind of soldered on, so I don't think it was ever intended to be replaced, but or taken off there. Yeah, Road King Daryl said he wanted to observe the boots in the background, so I said, all right, that's what you want. Let me see if I can use a pick or something to push this stuff out of here. All right, I think I got it pretty much. Almost. I'm also trying not to destroy the thing because it is kind of a small part. Or lose it. Either one. Let me see if I can maybe pry this thing open a little bit. I might have to maybe try and pop open another light and take the little part out of there and see if I can just swap it over, because I'm not sure if this is going to, if I'm going to even be able to get a new wire in there once I get this old one out. So if this thing can't pry open, then it's useless for me. Let me try and tap this thing open. I'm trying to essentially take this little piece right here and get it to open up so I can put a new wire in there. What's up, Allie? Where did you find boots that fit your gremlin's feet? Says Justin. You know what? They actually just fit him like a glove. Daryl last night on the stream said, "Hey, I'll pay you $70 to untie your shoes and not have them tied the whole stream." I said, $70? Oh, sure. And so I did so. And then Daryl showed back up today and said, "Hey, could you possibly take your shoelaces off again?" I said, "You know, Daryl, I'm going to go buy myself some new shoelaces." And I said, "Sure." I said, "I'll actually cut them off." And I cut off my shoelaces. And then Daryl said, "Could I actually see those shoes again, please?" I said, "Sure, Daryl. Okay. There you go, Daryl." And so I said, "You want me to take them off?" And Daryl said, "Yes." I took them off and put on some other shoes. And they seem to fit Tom perfectly. I mean, it's going to be great for his new job. He just got a job at Pima Medical Institute. He's just going to be teaching dental assistant stuff. So I'm really excited. I mean, he said he's going to be making about $7,000 a month. I said, that's a lot to be just teaching that at Pima, but I guess it's in demand, so can't argue with that. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of annoying me to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to deal with this anymore. Okay. All right. I think I've decided. I'm going to try and salvage this light from the other lights. What's up, Mo Money? How you doing, Mo Money? You having a good Sunday morning so far? I'm gonna dig into the depths of the garage for a moment, guys, and go try and grab a light. All right, into the darkness. How are you doing, Mo Money? Mom One Eye Slots. She's playing the Cyclops slot machine, and she just won $20,000. The pit boss immediately came over and was like, "You have to come with us." How did you know about this Cyclops game? How did you beat it? You guys ever go to casinos? Anyone into casinos? Into gambling? Is anyone just gambling all their money away? I used to play when I would go to a casino. I only went to the casino maybe 10 times. And I only spent maybe $20 every time I went. But I would always play the roulette game. That always seemed like a pretty decent chance of winning. I'm gonna have to take this Yankee turn signal lamp and see if I can take the internals out of it and swap them over. I think it should be good. So let me try and see what is going on under here. I should have just put this on there. This is like the updated version. Spring hardtail with a coffin tank. Yes, it is a extended springer fork. I think it's like 20 over. I don't know how to measure it, but it's a really long one. I made the coffin tank. That's my first gas tank I've tried to make, but I have not filled it up with gas. Thank you, my rooster face. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. I appreciate the love, man. That looks like an extra bulb to me. Nice. Look at that. Nice and easy, huh? I was wasting my time with that one. All right. Well, I can just swap this over and it'll be good.
New Opera GX, the browser that
Let's
puts
do a little
you
swappage, shall we?
in control with a brand new design that frees
I'm always
even
swapping, guys. If I'm not to swap meat, I'm swapping parts.
great features to
I'm swapping looks. I'm swapping shoes.
like GX
Swapping boots.
to help rein in your resources with
I'm swapping
integrated
freaking
RAM, CPU,
the side eye with
and network. A sidebar
Tom right now.
access to your
Let me get this little part on here. So got this little plastic ring
and
thing.
built-in privacy tools like add and
Almost
track
lost.
filters and free no-log VPN. Check into GX Corner for the latest news, deals,
go on
and
like
free
that.
games. But what really
And
makes
this isolates, I think,
different
just isolates that
is
wire
giving you
a
the
little bit
power to
more,
change
or maybe it just kind of holds it in here.
everything, wallpapers to themes, sounds, music,
Just
and
like that.
shadows, so you can change
Maybe I should put a little,
Opera GX.
I guess heat shrink won't really do much. But let me put this bulb in here. You see, I think this bulb will work. It's the one I just pulled out.
Do you think we're pushing our luck? No such thing. I can have 7 of these in one day.
You can't use the new base. I can't because this light style, it's different. You see the way this one has like this little ring around it and stuff? It has a whole different, it's a completely different light. It's actually a clear lens. This is the bulb that's gonna go on it. It has another little ring on there. Let me do a little test on this and make sure that it's all good to go. And then should be good to install it. This is exciting. I'll need to make like maybe some sort of little rubber isolator for it. I don't know, maybe it'll be okay. I kind of want to make a little rubber type gasket for it. Let's see if it works. Got the regular positive cable. It's going to go to the positive terminal on the battery. It's just like a giant battery, guys. Imagine a giant AA battery. I'm going to put it on the positive terminal. And then I will hook up the other one. You're gonna need the negative side of the battery, so it's gonna just go on the base. Just ground it out. And you hook it up to the negative side of the battery first, and then you'll see that whenever I attach it, here it is, light up. You light up my life! That's actually what Tom was singing to Courtney the other day. I said, whoa, dude, what's going on with YouTube? Whoa, okay. I guess the Valentine's Day card that Tom got for Courtney, it kind of worked. All right. Well, I think the time has finally come, guys. Time to install this little light. Yeah, I wish I could have used that one. I actually like that brake light a lot. I'm going to try and find another little base thing for it, a little part, like that little wire thing. I'm sure they sell them. And I'll try and replace it on that brake light, and maybe I'll use it for another project. So I'm just going to, for now, I'm going to Loctite these and cut these bolts and everything much shorter. But for now, I'm just going to freaking bolt it on there. Let me see, maybe I'll cut it a little bit shorter because it's going to be probably snagging my hand on stuff when I'm trying to. Okay, let's see if that'll work. Oh, that's the wrong bolt. Wrong bolt. This one. The world giving us such a hard time. Okay. Let me mark this out. How are you doing, Road King? Are you gonna go ride today? Or is it riding weather where you're at? I have no idea. California is like, it's either riding with shorts on or riding with longer shorts on. Those are the two different kinds of riding weather. You're either riding with shorts or with short shorts. That's the two. I mean, at least that's the way that it's always been around me. So how short are the shorts? That's how hot it is. You don't want to know when it gets over 100. It gets wild. There's no laws against riding a motorcycle around with a Speedo on. Not that I'm aware of. Especially if it's a Biltwell brand. If it's a Biltwell brand Speedo, then I mean it's got the built-in road armor, everything. You want to talk about saving yourself from road rash? You want to get the road armor Speedo, guys. I mean, it's just common sense. If you're going to be riding a motorcycle around with a Speedo on, you definitely need to have some freaking way to keep yourself protected. Let's just keep it real. There's no need to sugarcoat it. You know what, guys? I think I want to actually modify this light housing a little bit. I'm already this far into it. Why not? What am I doing? Am I so afraid that I can't freaking drill a little hole in here? I'm going to do what I wanted to do from the beginning. And I'm going to drill out this hole to fit a M6 by 1.0 bolt. And that way, it'll just make everything much easier. Let me actually move these off here. Because it'll be the same exact hardware that everything else is. So that's what I'm going to go with. Let me get one more drill bit out. And or actually, I'll use a step bit and just go one more step. Heading to Florida on Tuesday. Oh, nice, Road King. That's sick. You want wild? I'm in Arizona. It says Mo Money. I can't imagine what it's looking like in Arizona right now, dude. If you're wondering, NP2, I don't know if you're still here. It is the engine in it is a Ultima 127 in the this hardtail that you're looking at right here. It's like an Evo clone, essentially. Where's that housing at? Can't hide from me. Get back here. Let me take this wire out of here, just so there's no chance that I mess anything up any more than I possibly can. I'm just trying to probably hold this thing. Since it is sharp and all rusty, I'll probably hold it in my bare hands. Probably the best idea, so I can rotate my hand and slice my fingers off. You want to build up the calluses on your hands, guys, so that when you get the inevitable stupid injury from being lazy and doing it the wrong way, you're able to withstand the pain a little bit. If you guys are curious what this is called, this is a step bit. It basically just has different measurements on it. Let's see. There we go. And it just increases in size. So if you want to be lazy and just drill out something close to the size it's supposed to be, you can do it this way and do what I just did and accidentally almost cut your hand. Let me get the hand file on here. Or actually, I'll just use a die grinder. I already have it sitting right here. I'll use the regular grinder. That's the proper tool. What's up, Mao Wu Sok Por 544? How you doing, buddy? Are you here to witness the Mad Max scooter being made. That's what we're working on. I'm gonna have to go freaking change out of this long sleeve shirt pretty soon. It's getting hot. All right, let me grab a couple M6 bolts and we will be on our way. Perfect. Let me get the music back on. Oh, good. It's a Capital One commercial. I was hoping there'd be one. How hot is it out there in Arizona right now, Mo Money?
Capital One 360 checking.
Like 112?
A lot.
I got a really cool story about Arizona. It's actually one of my fondest memories. At least motorcycle related. Me and my buddy Leo decided, let's go ride out to Arizona. We had just gotten our motorcycle license, or we said, let's ride to Arizona. And we were like, we're gonna get our motorcycle license in like probably next week. Let's go. There's probably a little bit more planning than that. We were kind of planning it a little bit, but not really. We were just planning on riding out there. And so we're like, okay, we went and had our motorcycles already. We didn't have our licenses. We both went to the DMV on the same day. And we told the lady, obviously, to try and sweeten her up a little bit. Like, yeah, we're going to go meet. That's my friend. We're trying to get our licenses today. And we're going to go ride our motorcycles to the Grand Canyon. And she's like, oh, like she didn't really care. And so we ended up both getting our motorcycle licenses on the same day. That was pretty cool. Passed the skills test at the DMV. I was like, hey, dude, I told my buddy Leo, I was like, I was like, should I go take the class? And he said, if you can't handle he said, if you can't pass the test on your bike, then that's like basically like saying you can't handle your bike. And I was like, the words just echoed in my head. It was like, can't handle your bike, can't handle your bike, can't handle your bike. And I was like, dude, I can handle my bike. And so I was like, I gotta freaking do this. We went to the DMV, both passed the test. We're like, yeah. And freaking, sorry guys, I'm digging through here trying to find some suitable hardware for this. Passed the test, went out. We said, let's go out around July 4th because it'll be nice and dry out there. It's a desert. Like, it's going to be freaking hot, but it'll be cool. Like, it'll be sick. So we decided, yeah, July 4th. Let's go out around that time. I think it was the weekend after July 4th. We decided to go out. Left. Got out to Dateland. If you guys know where that's at. Dateland is a little area where they have a bunch of, I think it's date palm trees. And they sell date shakes. They sell like everything date related. They sell a bunch of like cactus stuff too. Or prickly pear stuff, whatever it is. Anyways, got to Dateland. It was already dark because we were stopping constantly. We didn't even make it that far. Luckily we did though. Stopped there. Got a little campsite. I was trying to fall asleep because it was like freaking so hot. And I couldn't really fall asleep. It was kind of starting to get windy. I went out, Leo, and my buddy at the time, we called him Ped. That was his nickname, Ped. because he had a moped. He had a Puch Maxi moped. But he would ride that thing. He didn't have a motorcycle. I don't talk to him anymore for good, decent reason. 80, that's not bad. But yeah, he had a little Puch Maxi moped. He was out there in his Ford Explorer, and when we all met up, when we were in San Diego, we were like, hey, let's throw the stuff in your Explorer. That was like the thing. Like, hey, he was going to go. He's like, throw the stuff in my car. I was like, all right. We all threw the stuff in his car. Riding out there, we got out to Dateland, set up our little tents and stuff. I was laying in my tent trying to go to sleep. Ped and Leo were out there exploring. And I started hearing a train going by. I went out. The Dateland area was right next to some train tracks. Went out, looked at the train. It was really hot, so I couldn't sleep anyways. It started getting a little bit windy, and I was like, oh, nice. It's a little bit windy. And I went and laid down because I was like, now I can finally go to sleep. Laid down. I got woken up by Leo maybe an hour later, 45 minutes later. He was like, dude, you got to wake up. I was like, what? What's going on? He's all, dude, he's like, it's raining. We're getting flooded. I was like, what? He's like, we got to get out of here. So we all ran. I woke up, we jumped in the Explorer. It was dumping rain. I didn't even realize it. I had actually fallen asleep. Dumping rain. Went and, let me put a nut on here so I don't mess this up. Jumped in the Explorer, and there was this trailer at the Dateland campsite where it had a bunch of washing machines. It was like a washroom. We went over to the trailer because it was like lifted off the ground, and we just sat in there, and it was just dumping rain. There was lightning. I was like, this is crazy, man. I never thought Arizona was like this. I had no idea. I'd never been to Arizona at the time. I don't think that's even in Arizona. I think it's like close to it. But I was like, dude, I expected it to be all dry out here. I didn't know. And freaking, we were sitting there. I was super tired because that was also the farthest I had ever rode consecutively at the time. Basically, we had to jump and freaking get. Leo was. I laid down on the dryer and fell asleep on top of the dryer. And Leo again woke me up. He's like, dude, you gotta wake up. I was like, what's going on, dude? He's like, we gotta go get our bikes. They're gonna get flooded, and they're gonna be stuck in the mud. I was like, oh, dude. So we all ran. Me, Ped, and Leo. We all ran, jumped into the Explorer, and it was like, when I say it was dumping rain, I didn't know what a monsoon was. It was monsoon season. Yeah, exactly. Monsoon season. I didn't know that at the time. And there was lightning, thunder, all that. The road was all washed out. And I was like, dude, what are we going to do? Let me cut this bolt real quick. Where'd that mark go? Whatever. Okay. It just exploded out of my hand. Literally was like the closest thing you could get to a bullet. I should probably clamp it down. Let me try that and see. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me cut this off and I'll continue with the story about the bikes. We had to get the bikes out of the freaking mud. They were getting flooded. That's a bolt cut. So basically, we jumped in the Explorer. It was dumping rain. We raced over to the campsite. It was probably maybe, I don't know, 2-3 minutes away. We couldn't drive that fast because we couldn't even see the road. Get over there. I jump out. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go grab my bike. Jump out. It was like, I think I just had like a jacket on. And ran over, hopped on my bike. It was pretty hard to start because it was covered. It was like soaking wet, and I don't know. It was just like freaking hard to get it going. It was like super. It was probably about this deep in mud already with the tire. Let's see. Jumped on it, drove, and there was a gas station that was like maybe 7 minutes or so out of the campsite because you couldn't even go fast even if it was all completely dry. Rode my bike. They followed me on the Explorer, rode it all the way to the gas station. It was so hard. It was like, couldn't even see. I was trying to go through the puddles just hoping there wasn't a big old divot in there. It was a completely stock Honda Shadow 750, so it was not like off-road capable at all. I shouldn't have even, I mean, it wasn't that off-road, but it was like all completely dirt road. I wasn't up in the mountains or anything, but rode it all the way to the gas station, barely made it, almost fell a bunch of times. And then, skip this ad.
Create a website. It looks like you know what you're doing.
Got to the gas station, parked my bike. What's up, Reed Henderson? I know, Leo was on it. Parked my bike, ran, jumped in the Explorer. I was all soaking wet, obviously. And then we went to go get Leo's bike. His bike he had a poncho on. His bike was also getting basically just in the mud. So I'm sitting in the back seat of the Explorer so that he could jump out quickly in the front seat. We get up, we pull up, and Leo's like, okay, hold on. Let me like get myself all psyched up. And I'm looking out through the headlights of the Explorer, this white Ford Explorer. And I'm just looking at all the stuff getting rained on. And I'm like, okay, it's just all the stuff that was sitting outside, no big deal. And I look and I see this like kind of burgundy little square thing. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, that's my laptop. And then I freaking jumped out of the car, ran over, grabbed my laptop that was just sitting in the rain. It was literally the first day of the trip. I had just gotten a GoPro like 6 months ago, and I was like, we gotta go on this trip. I got the camera. Whoa, dude. Could you not, please? While I'm live? That was crazy, dude. I know that was wet. I run out, grab my laptop. That was like the thing that I was going to be using the whole time to upload all the footage to it. Ran over, grabbed it, and then put it in the car. And I was like, I got to get the rest of my stuff. Grabbed the rest of my stuff, everything except for the tent, basically. Threw it all in the back of the Explorer. Leo jumped on his bike and started riding. He decided to go not on the road because he watched me go on the road and almost eat crap a bunch of times. He decided to go off the side of the road, and that's how he got his bike over to the gas station. And he was going like through all these bushes and stuff. I couldn't even see what he was going through because we were on the road and we were next to him. He was just blasting through there while the lightning and thunder was all coming down on us. He freaking made it over to the gas station. Just barely. And this was at about, I would say this is at about 1 a.m. that this all started. It started happening around midnight, and then about 1 a.m. this all started popping off. We were getting drenched, riding our bikes to the gas station. Let me cut this bolt, and then tell you guys the rest of the story. It was a good one. So Leo gets his bike over there. Most of Ped's stuff was already in the back of his car. So I think pretty much everything was in his car. So we were at the gas station, and I think we got there around 1:30 or something like that. We had everything like out, and basically everything that we had brought for our whole trip, all the top ramen, all the clothes, all of our gear, it was all soaking wet, pretty much, because all the stuff that was thrown in the back of the Explorer, that got everything all wet, if it wasn't wet already. So, yeah, everything was soaking wet and covered in mud. Basically, let me clean this edge up a bit. We sat there for the next 5 hours, taking everything out of the back of the Explorer to clean it off because it was all covered in mud, and the back of the Explorer was all covered in mud, and all our stuff was all muddy and wet. Took all that out of the back and completely cleaned it all off. We cleaned off our bikes because they were like caked in mud. There was so much mud all up underneath it, like you couldn't even see the frame. It looked like a dirt bike.
Tracksuit still owes for the
And literally it was the first day out, so we were like, dude, our bikes are completely trashed, like as far as like they're going to be covered in mud. And we were like, I was kind of concerned about like the radiator and stuff. I don't know if it really, I don't think it would have made a difference, but yeah, it was not looking good. We spent the next 5 hours or 4 hours cleaning everything off. It was about 5 a.m. when we decided, let's go get the tents. The sun was kind of coming out. It was maybe 6 or so. Sun was coming out. People were starting to show up to the gas station more. It was open all night, luckily, so we were able to go in and out, use the bathrooms and stuff, and get all kind of dried off as best we could. Yeah, it sounds like a summer monsoon, huh? What up, Reed Henderson? So we freaking got everything all dried off pretty much, and it was about 6 a.m. We said, let's go get the tents. Let me grind this one last bolt. So we get over to, we have everything all loaded up. We left the bikes there, obviously. Just rode over in the Explorer, and we had all the stuff there. I think Leo's tent was like kind of away from the campsite, had blown away. Mine was still there. All the stuff was there. We just had to pick up everything that was kind of laying around, that was blown around from the storm. It was like lightly raining. So we were basically, we got everything all packed up, went back to the gas station, got it all loaded up, and kind of cleaned off. It was like maybe 7 a.m. Or maybe it was closer to 8. The sun was supposed to be up. It was not up. Or it was up, but there were so many clouds we couldn't see it. And it was raining still. And we were trying to wait for the weather to clear up. And we both just kind of decided, like, we all decided, like, hey, this isn't going to pass. Like, we got to just start riding through it. I'd never rode in the rain in my life. And again, I'd only been riding a motorcycle for about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months. And I just got my license, like, literally a week before that. It was the week before that I got my license, and then we went on the trip. Let me clean this off real quick. So we had everything all packed up. We're like, let's go. We started riding towards Phoenix. It was just, all I had was this leather jacket. This, like, if you look up motorcycle jacket, it's like the Ghost Rider jacket, essentially. Same thing. I had this, like, black leather jacket. It was, like, not really, it couldn't zip all the way up because I was probably about 50 pounds heavier. And I couldn't zip it all the way up, and every raindrop, I also had just a polo helmet on. Every raindrop that was hitting me was like a thumbtack going into my skin. It was like hitting a raindrop going 70 miles an hour doesn't seem like it's that. It seems like it's a raindrop. It just fall on your head. Like, no, it actually like feels like it's just like sitting there zapping you nonstop. I was like, this is crazy. We pulled over maybe, I don't know, 5 miles down the road. We're like, let's try and wait it out. We laid under this overpass for probably about 20 minutes. I started to fall asleep again. I was like delirious because I basically slept for 2 hours. I don't think Leo slept at all. Basically we're like, let's just go for it. Let's try and make it to Phoenix. Started riding. We were riding next to semis and stuff. I was like, this is crazy, dude. Like, the semis whipping the freaking wind and everything. And, you know, it was just wild to be like, never just riding in the sunny California sun, and not even riding that long to like all of a sudden riding next to a semi that is like, and it's just raining super hard. I was like, dude, this is crazy. Probably no big deal there, most other riders, but to me, I was like, this is sick. Let's see, gotta clean this off a little bit more. The thread is a little bit messed up. We were freaking cruising, got out to, I think it's called Gila Bend, I believe it's called. I think it's like Highway 10 maybe. It started to go like kind of, I think if I'm thinking of it correctly, I think it started kind of go north maybe. Got out to that area, and then the sun finally poked through the clouds. It stopped raining. We stopped at this Burger King. I was just like, I need to eat something. Like, I need something. I had a bad headache. I was like kind of like wet, damp, but I was like we were all freaking miserable, I think. Finally made it over to the Burger King, hit up my friend Nick. We're like, I was actually Leo's friend Nick. I don't think I'd ever even met Nick. I kind of met Nick, but I didn't really know him that well. Hit him up. He lived in Phoenix. We're like, hey, we're going to be over there in a couple hours. Rode all the way out there. It was broiling hot. Made it out to his house like 2 p.m., something like that, I think. And we all just passed out. Super tired. Let me drill this out real quick. This hole is a little bit off. Made it out to his house, passed out, woke up probably like maybe 6 o'clock or so, something like that. And then started just going around Phoenix. All that was cool. We went to, I think it's called a place called Buffalo Wild Bill or something like that. It was some little restaurant way out off the side of the road over near a lake. Can't remember the name of the lake. But I had never been to anything like that. We were out in Phoenix for a couple of days, I think, riding around, doing stuff. And then we were like, let's go up to the Grand Canyon. Started going up towards Prescott area, but at the basin of the hill was this like lake. And we were like, let's go freaking camp at the lake. Went and pulled up to the lake. There was actually a ton of people out there like late at night. I was like really surprised. Thanks, Reed Henderson. Reed Henderson says, thanks. Hope you're having a good day, bro. Good to see you live early. Thanks, Reed. Trying to get a little bit done in the daytime. I don't know the name of the lake. I think it started with a C, maybe. Got out to this lake. We tried to set up our tents, and the ground was like 90% rock. It was like impossible to set up a tent there. So we sat there for maybe, I don't know, an hour trying to just put the tent stakes in. Would not go in the ground. We had everything we needed, I think. It just was like not the ideal area. It was mostly people in RVs on boats and stuff that were out there. So I think it was again about midnight where we all decided, hey, let's go up to this other campsite up in Prescott. I think that's where we went. And so we're like, yeah, let's go. Got on the bikes, loaded everything up, and started heading up the mountain up to Prescott at midnight. Again, we stopped a bunch of times. When we were up there, we stopped at a Shell gas station, and this lady said, oh, there's a murderer that just got out of the prison. He just escaped. And it was like very close by. Like the prison was like a mile away. Like, yeah, the prison's like a mile that way. And they said this murderer just escaped. Basically, the lady was like, I think she was trying to tell us, like, oh, be careful. But yeah, went and we got up there at 8 a.m. to the campsite up at Prescott. It took us 8 hours, maybe a little bit less, because we might have left a little bit after 12. But it took us like 8 hours to get up to Prescott. Got up there, or no, it wasn't Prescott, it was Flagstaff. That's where it was. Got up to Flagstaff. There's a little campsite. There was like nobody there. It said like, leave your money here in this thing, in this little ranger station, in this envelope. Left our money, set up our tents, went to sleep at like 8. I think we woke up around like noon or something. I went out and got some breakfast. I think I actually woke up really early because I was excited to go around that area. Went out to Denny's by myself, ate at Denny's, and yeah, and we were up there for I think a day. And then we were like, let's go to it was called Williams, Arizona. I think that's what it's called, if I remember correctly. It's just not getting on there. Went up to Williams, is near the Grand Canyon, about an hour away, 45 minutes or so. Went up to Williams, and that was where we stayed for like essentially a week. We were out in Arizona for 2 weeks. I think the first week we were down in Phoenix. The second week we went to Williams. Up there for a week. That was a really cool area. We went to this place called I think it was called like the Route 66 Diner or something like that. I think it was fairly well known. It was this cool little, 50s looking diner that's up there. And that is where Ped, call him Ped for now, that was his nickname. That's where Ped met this girl. The girl's name escapes me at the moment. I don't remember it. But I know he met a girl there. She was I think at the time I was not single, and Leo and Ped were, and this girl was there. They were over there talking to her. I can't remember what I was doing. I think maybe I was single at the time. But they were over there talking to her in the gift shop. I can't remember where I was. Maybe I was smoking a cigarette or something. Looks like this light is pretty much on there, guys. Check it out. You get this bolt tightened up. I got one of these loose. They're all loose. Check it out, guys. Light. Can't really see it now. Like that. Let me get this wire through here. I guess I'll have to extend this wire a little bit too, but I can at least test it and see. He met this girl, Ped and Leo. They both started talking to some chick that was working there. I think she was like a waitress maybe, but I think at the time she was like working in the gift shop or something. They had like an attached gift shop. Started talking to her, and she swooned Michael, also known as Ped. She got him. And they started hanging out. Wait a minute. Is that on there? Why is that not lighting up now? Let's see. There we go. It just wasn't a good enough ground. Nice. That's a cool little light. Sick. Started talking to Ped, coaxed him, and I think that we went back. I think that we went to a campsite that day, if I remember correctly. This was 10 plus years ago. We went to the campsite, and then there was, let's see, I think it was maybe the second day. We went back to that place, ate again, and then he started talking to her again. And then they started hanging out. And like every night, he would just be like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with that girl. I'd be like, all right. Then at some point, he ran out of money. What's up, Moses? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm live early. I'm telling a little story about the time I went to Arizona with my buddies. So every night he'd be like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with this chick. We're like, okay. Then he's like, dude, I ran out of money. And we're like, what? He's like, yeah, I don't have any more money. I said, okay. He said, I have a gas card. Or he said, I have an emergency credit card. Okay, so what had happened was earlier in the trip, we went to Bass Pro Shops, and there was a let me get a wire for this. There was a big old fish tank with a bunch of bass in it, and I had a GoPro, and we were going to put it in the fish tank. And I realized before we put it in there, I gave it to Ped to put in there. And I realized, I was like, oh, hold up, it doesn't have the background thing on it, the like waterproof case. It wasn't on there. I was like, hold up. And I don't know if he didn't hear me or what, but he ended up putting it in there anyways. And I was like, dude, take it out. He took the GoPro out, but it was already too late. The water had already got to it, obviously. And so we were like, okay, let's go. He was like, hey, you know what? I have an emergency credit card. He said, here's what we'll do. He said, let's go to Best Buy. He said, I'll use my emergency. I said, I think I have a warranty on it. He said, if you don't, he said, I'll replace it. And then I'll just, I think he was like, I'll hold on to it. Like, I'll keep it. And we'll use it for the trip. And then you could just give it back to me whenever we get back to San Diego. And then like, we can, you can figure it out. I was like, okay, cool. So we went to Best Buy. I ended up, that's what ended up happening. I told them what happened and they said, yeah, we can still replace it. I was like, okay, cool. I think I had a warranty on it. So they ended up getting a new camera, but by then Michael, his nickname is Ped, but that's his actual name. He was like, he's like, I want to get a GoPro anyways for myself. I was like, okay. He's like, cause he was kind of already set in his mind, I think, to get one. So, I was like, all right. So he got one too. I got mine. We had 2 GoPros now. It was sick. We get out to his car won't start. We're like, what's going on here? Car was stuck. We thought maybe it was out of gas. Walked over to the gas station. I think he had used a water jug, 1 gallon water jug. Dumped it out, got some gas, put it in there, which you're not supposed to do. Walked over, back over to the car, put it in there, still nothing. It was like it wasn't getting gas. We couldn't figure it out. Looked it up online. It ended up being this kill switch that was like on the passenger side floorboard type thing, where if you roll the car, it's like a gravity switch. It'll cut off the gas. And that's all it was. Somehow it had got like bumped into or something and accidentally switched. And flipped it. It worked. We were back on the road. Flash forward back to when we're in Williams and we were getting ready to head down to Phoenix. He's like, I don't have any money, but I have my his emergency credit card. His parents had shut it off because they thought someone had stolen it or something, because there was now this $500 charge at Best Buy that he did not tell his parents about. So basically his emergency funds have been cut off. And he was like, okay, I have a Costco card. He said, I have a Costco credit card. He said, we can use that. I was like, okay. He said, it was a Costco gas card. He's like, we can use that for gas, because he didn't have any money and he kept trying to go hang out with this girl. And like for a while, I think it was our friend Nick that was giving him some money for gas and stuff. But we were like, hey dude, we're giving you this money for gas to come hang out with us, not to go out at night and go hang out with this chick. Like, you're gonna have to figure it out if you want to be spending all the gas money so we can go on these adventures in the daytime and stuff. And he didn't like that very much. But and a couple of times it was like the same thing. It was like we'd be like, or at the end of the trip, we're like, dude, you cannot go spend any more of this money or any more of this gas. Like, we don't have unlimited money either. And he was like, okay. And then he went out anyways. But when we were leaving in the morning, we're like, we're going to go back down to Phoenix. And so we're like, we're going to leave in the morning. And we told him, like, dude, you got to, like, you know, do whatever you're going to do. But, like, we're going to be freaking leaving. You can't be, like, please do not go see that chick. Like, we gave you this gas money because we need to get back down. The plan was, we were in Williams. We're like, let's go ride down to the nearest Costco. And he was like, look, guys, you've been giving me this money. I will use the Costco card and fill up all our tanks. And that way, like, I can pay you guys back. So he's like, okay. He's like, we just got to get to the Costco. I'm like, okay. The next morning, we're leaving, about to leave Williams. We're like, where is he at? He rolls up in his Explorer and the girl's with him. And she has all of her stuff. And we're like, dude, there's not enough room in the car to even put our stuff in there now. Whoa, dust storm. So there was not even enough room to get all our stuff in there, barely. We were like jamming it all in there because she had all of her possessions. She was literally fleeing the area and leaving, and we were not cool with it. We were like, dude. So thanks, Juan. So she was in the car. She had all of her stuff, and he was like, had an attitude. He was like not wanting to hear it. He's like, screw you guys. Don't try and tell me. Like, after we had just basically given him gas money pretty much the entire week for us to go hang out during the daytime and do all this stuff. So he was having a real bad attitude. He's like, let's just get down to Costco. We get down to Costco. It took us we got separated from him and the girl. And Nick was in the car with them also, because he didn't have a motorcycle at the time. It was just me and Leo. And so we got separated. He got down. We kind of got lost, me and Leo. And we finally get down to the Costco, and we pull up. And did I solder that on too short? Let's see. Might not fit through there. We see the Explorer sitting there. We're like expecting to see him at the gas pump, like waiting for us. He's sitting there in the middle of the parking lot, and the Explorer is torn apart again. And we're like, what's going on, dude? He's like, I can't find the gas card. We're like, what? He couldn't find the Costco gas card. We sat there for hours and hours looking for this Costco gas card. Finally, we were like, he calls his parents, and his parents are like, no, you left the Costco gas card here. It's right here on your bed. The Costco gas card he forgot it. So I was like, oh my gosh, dude, like it was just a mess. So there was no hopes. So we basically kind of confronted him because he, in passing, mentioned that his parents had given him money for the trip, like a couple $100s or something that he was supposed to have for like supplies and gas and stuff. His parents were like paying for him to go on this trip with us because I don't know if he worked at the time. And they were like, we were like, dude, what happened? I thought you like had this money and now you just don't have the money.
I think she's at a resort again.
And we had to essentially drag the information out of him because he would not tell us. It took like 45 minutes.
Book your spring break now. Hilton.
And then he's like, finally he said, oh, I don't know if he really remembered it right then and there or if he was just acting like he didn't remember. He said, oh, he's like, I bought some moped parts. Like he had forgot. Like he acted like he didn't know where he had left the money. There's the lights, guys. Looks cool. So he had spent like most of his money on these moped parts for his Puch Maxi moped. So we said, you know what, dude? We said, we'll pay for your gas to get back down to Phoenix. Because he had a relative down there in Phoenix that he said would give him some money to get home. And we said, we'll help you get back, give you money, but we want you to call up your parents and explain to them exactly why you don't have that money. Because they were like, what happened to the money that we gave you? I think that's how we actually figured it out, is that they said, what happened to the money that we gave you? And he was like, oh, I don't know. Like he was saying he couldn't remember where it was or something like that. So we made him, we said, if we're going to give you this money, we want you to call your parents and tell them, I think we filmed it too. We said, we want you to call your parents and tell them what you did. So you went and spent all your money on moped parts instead of using it for what they gave it to you for, because it was kind of, we were all super frustrated. And so yeah, he called his parents and he said, I bought moped parts. Like it was his confession. And they were like kind of pissed off, I think. And rightfully so, probably. And yeah, so he ended up, let me move this camera over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. How about this? He ended up confessing, and then we gave him the money to get back down. We were like, let's go. He decides, hey, he's like, I'm gonna go over to my grandma's house to go get the money. I'm like, okay. He goes over there, doesn't come back. He still had all of our stuff. We had a couple of our things. We had like somehow had his GoPro, my GoPro. We had like a few of his things and some of our things, but he mostly had our stuff. Let's see if that's gonna fit. I think it's gonna fit. Nice. So he didn't show up. We were staying at Nick's uncle's house. He never showed up. And we're like, dude, what's going on? He had all of our stuff. And I think that probably the girl that was with him probably convinced him to do most of the stuff that he was doing, because he was, in my mind, just completely abandoning us. We were basically paying for his gas the entire week and kind of helping him out in my mind to continue the trip, because he went and spent all of his money that was supposed to be on the trip on scooter stuff. So he didn't show up. He was like trying to play weird games, like he was like not answering his phone. And then finally he was like, he called us and we were like, dude, you got to come give us our stuff back. Or no, he was like, I'm leaving. He's like, I'm going back to San Diego. And we're like, well, we need our stuff. And he's like, I need my GoPro. And we're like, we have it here. You just got to come bring us our stuff. You can't just like take off back home with all of our stuff. And he got really mad. He ended up calling the cops. And we explained the whole situation. We're like, he picked up this girl. He's like trying to take her back home. And we're just trying to get our stuff back. The cops were there to facilitate everything. They he dumped all of our stuff all over his uncle's driveway. We gave him back, like, it was like his GoPro. I think it was just the GoPro. I don't even remember how we ended up getting it. But yeah, so then it was just a big old mess. Finally got all of our stuff. We left that night. It was midnight. And we had all of our stuff. I had saddlebags on my bike, but Leo didn't have anything. So that day we went out to Walmart, got some paracord, and we just tied everything. We had a tent, we had sleeping bags, we had like camping gear, stuff like that. And we just freaking tied everything all over our bikes. We ended up leaving at midnight. We rode all night long with all of our stuff tied to our bikes. It was actually a lot of fun though. We didn't get back to San Diego till 8 a.m. It took us 8 hours. We stopped like every 100 miles for probably about an hour or 30 minutes or so. Just to hang out and let our bikes cool down and stuff. They're water-cooled Honda Shadows, but still, like I said, we had never ridden that far before. So we just wanted to take it easy and have fun with it, and that's what we did. Rode all the way back to San Diego, went to a Denny's, of all places. We both decided, let's go to Denny's. Went out and freaking got some breakfast. And looked around at the people sitting there. And can't remember if it was me or Leo that said it. We were both like, dude, these people in here are just eating their breakfast. They said they have no idea that we just rode essentially for 8 hours straight, all the way from Arizona, all the way out to this Denny's to have this breakfast on like no sleep. And it was just fun. Like, looking back is one of my fondest memories. All the craziness of it, just with like, I have some footage of it. I'll upload it at some point. But just like all the stuff all strapped up to the bikes and just the chaos of it all the whole week. Waking up with the monsoon storm, the lightning, just like being like, what is happening? It was like literally one of my favorite memories. At the time I was like, this is crazy. But now I'm like, heck yeah, dude, that was so fun. I'm looking for the keys. Keys to the kingdom. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. The Costco card never existed in his ownership. Exactly. Angels 850 CSI. How are you doing, Angels? I'm looking for the keys, Angels. Do you know where I might have? Oh, here they are. Angels 850. Let me show you what is going on the little scooter here. This is the camera off of here. Move around a little bit for you guys. This is the little jerry can that has been being worked on. This is just for like storage. This little chain right here This goes on like so. If I could get my hand out of the way. There we go. Just like that. It's got a little storage under there. This little light on the back is going to be just a brake light. This little light protruding from the bottom right here, this little hidden light, this is going to be shining down on the license plate bracket that goes right here. License plate light right there. This is the other jerry can that was modified to be a little storage area. And again, this one has same type of thing, a little door on there. It has some chains normally to hold it up, but I've taken them off temporarily. This is the little luggage rack that was made recently. It's not on there permanently, it's still loose. But yeah, it's gonna be holding the headlight. Got a couple turn signals, got a little auxiliary light. What's up, Daryl? Oh, Daryl, you're in the hospital? Got the little air pump. What's going on, Daryl? So yeah, I'll make some another mount for this little air pump. This is going to be a removable air pump, obviously. So you fill up tires if needed. But yeah, let me get that license plate bracket on there. Let's see. License plate bracket scanning garage or license plate bracket. Fiddlesticks. Well, you know what? You know what they say? It's got to be around here somewhere. Let me put this camera up and do a little. Oh, there it is right there. Let me get this thing installed. Sure, Daryl. How's everything going? You said you're no family at all. Your dad passed on Tuesday. What does your dad do for a job, Daryl? Curious. All right, get this on here. How's your day going, Daryl, besides that? Is it at least good weather where you're at, Daryl? Can you at least give me that much? At least got a sunny day out, or is it gloomy too? Come on, Daryl. All right. Just like that. Cool. License plate bracket partially installed. So to tighten it up. But yeah, you can see right there the light is going to be shining down perfectly. Boom. It'll shine down on most of it. Cool. Making some progress. Whenever me or my kids misplace something, I always say, well, you know what I always say? It didn't grow legs and walk away. And they cringe and it pleases me. Chelsea? Tom likes it. He loves that kind of motto. He loves to hear any sort of little sayings like that, any little quips. My daughter always says, when she mimics me, her way of mimicking me is by saying, yeah, well, what are you going to do? That's my go-to for whenever I'm like, there's nothing that you can do. What are you going to freaking do about it? Cry? Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're crying anyways. Well, I tell myself, and it's good advice. At least Tom does not care at all. He definitely does not. Daryl, you need my friend Courtney. She is lonely too.
Yeah, she's kind of spoken for, Road King, if you know what I mean. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Road King. I hope you're doing good, Daryl. I hope you're having a good day. I'm right here with you, Daryl. In heart. I'm right here with you, Daryl. We're all here with you. Thanks, Garage Crew.
Sorry to hear about your dad, Daryl. You got the Fang Gang here. Let's keep the spirits up. I'm going to use the grinder and cut off a couple of these little brackets on the forks that I've been wanting to cut off for some time. Hopefully Tom can hold on tight. All right, guys, I'm gonna use a grinder, so it's gonna be a little bit loud for a minute here. Cut these little pieces off. Move this light, since this light is getting destroyed. Oh yeah, by the way, so what ended up happening was Ted went back home with the girl, brought her back home, and then they were together for like 2 weeks, and then she left. And the weird thing was, I'm pretty sure from what I heard, I think that what he said, or what she said, was that she had a kid out there in Arizona. So I'm not sure why she decided to leave. But I think her kid was still there. I mean, the kid wasn't with us. I think maybe it was with the dad or something. I'm not sure. Take this off too, before I end up breaking something on here. But yeah, she just like, I don't know what it was. I think she maybe just wanted to get out of Arizona, and that was her ticket out. But yeah, it only lasted about 2 weeks. Didn't talk to him for years after that. But I did talk to him again. Use the
flop wheel for a second. Fane, so you can get new laces for them cool boots I like. Yes, Daryl, I am going to get some new boots today, or some new laces. You have stage 4 cancer. I'm sorry to hear about that, Daryl. I'm going to get some new shoelaces today, Daryl, and when I put them on the boots, I will make sure I make a video putting them on. I'll say thanks, Daryl.
So yeah, I did talk to Ped.
Hey, everybody.
We did speak to him again. That is not the end of the Ped saga.
That endeavor is about to become a whole lot easier.
It was probably about maybe 6-7 years later.
Even if you don't know
Obviously, I did not mean to say that
website
because I don't.
that developed a tool
I'm not
that
9 years old, but it was probably 6 to 7 years after that
it helps you
happened. We
This is what we came up with.
went and
put it everywhere
we
on our website and
contacted him. I can't remember
right here. What I'm telling you,
how exactly we got in contact with him. I think maybe Leo got in contact with him, but we basically got in contact with him and reached out, and we're kind of like, hey dude, do you want to be friends again? I don't think we were at all obliged to try and be his friend again after that, because I felt like it was not very cool that he did that. But we said, hey, do you want to be friends again? And he was like kind of thinking about it. We said, look, dude, part of the friendship thing is we want you to sign this piece of paper that says like basically what you did was wrong and that you're not going to do that to us again. And I don't know if it was his pride or what, but he refused. He said, no, I'm not going to sign no piece of paper saying that I was wrong and that, and he just refused. And that was that. We extended the olive branch and he swatted it out of our hand and said, okay, dude, I don't think that was unreasonable to ask, just that you'd say that you wouldn't do that type of stuff or that you'd be a loyal friend, but he refused. And so we said, okay, good enough. Good enough. Getting too hot to handle. I gotta put it in the vise. Sorry guys, I forgot to warn you that I was gonna use a grinder. But I'm gonna use a grinder again. Right now. Just gotta put it in the vise. A little too spicy. Actually flip it over. That's not gonna work. Try it like this.
little bit better. Just made a little radius around this edge right here. Right around where I welded it at. Just rounded off the bottom there. I know it's not the best camera angle, but give me a second here, guys. I'll get this bolted back up. You read through some of your chats. Yes, Courtney has actually been asking about you, Daryl. She's asking if you wanted her to try the boots on. She said she's single, ready to mingle around inside your closet. See what's in there. Exactly, Moses. It's looking different with all this daylight out here, huh? Daywalker. He's a daywalker. Vampires better watch out, because I can stand out in the daytime and they can't. I can only stand. I can't sit. It's part of the thing. It's a weird rule. They said, yeah, you can be a vampire, you can go out in the daytime, but you have to be standing. I said, can I kneel? They said, no kneeling. I said, could I squat? They said, yeah, you can squat. They said, but you cannot sit down fully. I said, okay, that's kind of a weird rule. Where did this come from? They said, it's something we decided on. It's something challenging. It's something fun. If you sit down at all during the day, when you're on the daylight, you will turn into dust. I said, okay. They said, but as long as you're standing or squatting, no kneeling. They said, you can go out in the daytime. I said, okay, that's all right.
Emphasis.
Not my rules, but you guys are the rule makers, I guess.
Book your spring break now. Hilton.
Put this light back on here. Just like so. I don't know what that song is, but I'm guessing it's some sort of Sunday afternoon football theme. Maybe for a football game. Tighten up the bolts. Tighten up the screws. Cool. It's getting all cleaned up, guys. Looking all snazzy wazzy. And a little bit jazzy, if I might add. All right. Well, I mean, it's looking pretty neato. Neat and not too discreet. Put the headlight back on. Put this bolt back on. Oops, a little bit. Need a little adjustment there. All right. How are you doing, Moses? What have you been up to, buddy? You been doing anything, any modifications to your bikes? Custom modifications with Moses. Moses. We're live in the mix with Moses. In the mix. DJ Moses. Gizmo was actually out there with the turntables earlier today. I was like, dude, how are you doing that? He said he went to college for it. He went to ITT Tech. And he graduated. I said, dude, congrats. I never graduated. I dropped out of ITT Tech. I couldn't handle it. But you do have to wear the boots with no laces while you go buy some. If you can pull over your pant legs.
I'll try and take you with me, Daryl. I'll throw you on the scooter. You can sit next to Gizmo. Yo, the guy on the handlebars had way too much water. You talking about Tom here? Tom? He actually hates water. He has rabies. Believe it or not. Let me get him down for you. He'll come say what's up. Crom cuz. Yeah, exactly, Moses. You busy with work or what, buddy? What have you been doing? What have you been doing, Moses? You been sitting around playing solitaire?
What's up, cuz? Crown cuz. What's up, Crown cuz? Give me some skin. There's some scales. I don't know, I'm kind of covered in slime, guys. It's a thing. It's a skin thing. You might not want to look too close into it. Literally, do not look at my pores. They're gross. I need to get some microdermabrasion going. Maybe some of that Neutrogena or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do I look pretty? Smile. Crom. Crom cuz. What's up, Crom cuz? Me and Crom cuz go way back. We're actually cousins. That's why I said, what are you going to use for your username? He said, how about Crom cuz? I said, okay, that's kind of spot on, Crom. First name Crom. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Crom. I missed you on Thanksgiving. I was talking to Aunt Cindy, and she was just going on and on about these new socks that she got. And I was like, all right, enough, Cindy, with the socks. Start calling you Saki instead of Cindy. Saki. Tom was actually drinking some sake last night, believe it or not. That's why he was so wound up. That's why he was acting so wild. So, guys, I think what I'll do next on the scooter, if Tom would ever let me, since I'm supposed to be making some rolled tacos today, he's just bugging me about it. I'm going to be making the little adapter that I need to make for the handlebars. You can see how it's got a little bit of play in it. Not quite the same size. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these stock handlebars, sacrifice them to the scooter, and I'm going to chop this part off. Chop this little piece off right here, this tube right here in the center. You can see, look at those lovely welds from the factory. It makes me feel good about my welds. You know that. Cut this part off, throw it in the lathe, turn it down just a little bit so it fits in between there, and then I'll put it on here. And hopefully that'll eliminate the little bit of wiggle that I got there. It's just a little bit off. After that, I will probably, hopefully today at some point, find some rubber material for this. I need that for the other side. I will start making a little plan for this. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to, if it's not too hard, bend a piece that goes up. It'll go up just a hair. It'll look kind of like this. Essentially like an Allen key, like that, right? And it'll be a piece of metal that goes like this. It'll go around, maybe mirror this bend, and then it'll go up or something and connect up here somewhere. Like maybe go down like this and then come over. That way it'll have a little support from the front, and it'll be connected up here through the frame and a bung. So I'll drill a hole in the frame right here and then get a bung welded on the frame. And yeah. Can I see the cool boots, please? Says Daryl Matthews. All right, Daryl, the last of the boot requests. These are the Mad Max boots. Just bought more stocks, even though I shouldn't, with all these missiles being traded. Yeah, I can imagine it's probably just as volatile with the stocks right now as it is with the freaking missiles and the freaking scooters and everything else. I mean, the scooter market is going off the charts, guys. I don't know if you guys are watching that at all, but the NASDAQ was just saying the scooter market was freaking skyrocketing. So I think it has something to do with what's been going on here at Fang's Garage. I'm not sure. Maybe people are getting wind of what I've been doing with the scooters. And they're saying, they're calling up their stockbrokers and saying, I need you to invest everything in Fang's Garage now. And they're saying, what the heck is Fang's Garage? I'll say, what are you talking about? What's Fang's garage? I say, no, seriously, I don't know. And how big? Okay, well, there's freaking Moses. There's Lisa. There's Gizmo. There's Road King. There's the whole Fang gang. There's even Craig. Craig shows up from time to time just to adjust the AC. Air conditioner's out. It's freaking hot over here, guys. Gas just went up right before my trip to Florida. Dang it, dude. They need to freaking get on it. I'm tired of it. I've seen enough, guys. I've seen enough too. You don't have to have one big eye to see that you've seen enough with these gas prices, am I right? Yeah, guys, I'm not going to agree with the gas prices. I'm not going to agree with most things. Unless, of course, it has to do with us going live again later on tonight, 9:30 Pacific. I'll be live maybe in the daytime, who knows? Maybe I'll freaking open up a portal and show up underneath your bed or in the closet. Guys, we're going to be live later on tonight. Don't get too weird. Without us, 9:30 Pacific, coming through the portal.